So today I've had a crazy mind-boggling day, and I think the easy way to summarize it is making the jump from thinking small to thinking big, and in this instance it's talking from thousands talking millions. So if you're in entrepreneurship or business ownership, this will be especially relevant to you, so keep on watching, keep on listening, hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1598 of a diary of a runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra-marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days of distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1598 for Diary of a Runpreneur. And today's topic is all about making that transition from thinking small to thinking big, from thinking in thousands to thinking in millions. And the reason for this topic today is that we have 3 sessions with our business mentor, which is the amazing Daniel Priestley. And if you've not heard of Daniel Priestley, just Google him. He's an unbelievable entrepreneur. I think he's a 6-time best-selling author, incredibly accomplished entrepreneur. He's dealt in, he's a marketing guru. He's got an entrepreneurship training company. He's got a marketing software company, and he's building to some big numbers in terms of sales and exits from his companies. So he's levels and levels above where I am at this moment in time, and probably always will be. And that's why you sort out mentors that can help take you to the next level, and he certainly fits this criteria. And having this meeting today, bear in mind I've come from the micro business ownership space. I've operated within it most of my adult life, and myself and business partner Jack have now built Social Housing Group to a level where it is it's almost kind of gone from micro to small to potentially medium-sized business, depending on how you the criteria that you're assessing it on. And although you can't get ahead of yourself, and I've always tried to be a realist in these things, but the jump is massive, and the difference of kind of language and communication in the business sense is very different at that level when you move into this kind of sphere, and you start talking with more zeros on the end of all the figures, which is exciting but also nerve-wracking, and it becomes more about professionalising, de-risking, compliance, regulation, legal, all these types of areas that a lot of micro and even small business owners would often kind of not focus so much on because they kind of fall under the radar. But as soon as you kind of get to bigger numbers, comes bigger risk, comes bigger reward, and with that comes more responsibility, more regulation, more legislation, more compliance, more professionalisation, potentially. And so we're having these meetings now, and we're potentially looking at building the business for an exit at some point in the future, because it's something that we want to do. It's I speak for myself and Jack. It's something that it's not, when you start getting businesses to a certain level, it doesn't become about money anymore. It becomes more about the journey, about the learning experiences, about the excitement, about the roller coaster, about the purpose, about the mission. And that becomes increasingly less about money. And but obviously if you're looking for an exit, money is the currency of an exit potentially. So with that comes figures, and to be quite frank, this is a kind of conversations I've not been used to. And we've been talking about, you know, big number exits. I mean, we're talking 8 figures, which you just, the bigger you get, the more zeros that happen. I mean, you know, it wasn't long ago we were trying to build our business to a 6-figure business. We then built it to a 7-figure business, and then to an 8-figure business. And then you're starting to look at terms like EBITDA, which is basically earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, which basically is net profit after all deductions, basically, if that makes sense. So in a very simplistic way of looking at things, there's a bit more to it than that, but it's quite an accounting term, and about potentially exiting for a multiplier of your annual EBITDA. And we've been set targets. We're focused on making 5 million on an EBITDA basis per annum. If we get to that level, you know, we could exit for in excess of 50 million. Now, these are crazy numbers, and it seems very pie in the sky to me at this moment in time, because it feels that we are worlds away from that. But speaking to people with experience, we're not necessarily worlds away from that. Yes, there's a lot of work to be done to kind of get to that level, and this is a potential pathway that we're going to be following or focusing on. But yeah, it's scary but exciting. And I think as the journey of an entrepreneur, I've been through so many failures. I've been through a few successes, but nothing of this magnitude. And I'm not saying that this is a massive success. It seems to be hinging upon this kind of knife edge at the moment, where it could be a massive, huge success, or could be a disastrous failure. And my job, and business partner's job now, is to put the odds in our favour to tip over the right side of the knife's edge, and then build up to this potentially life-changing, rewarding outcome. And when I say life-changing, it was an interesting conversation, because I was speaking to Daniel today, saying that, you know, let's hypothetically say we managed to exit for a big number, and I got a life-changing amount of money. It wouldn't, well, maybe I'm naive to say this, but I don't think it would change my life. You know, I know what my life costs, and I'm very, very happy with my lifestyle now. I have, within reason, everything that I want. And I think, should I make crazy numbers, would it change me? I don't know. Quite possibly. I think naively I've said I don't think I would change very much, but inevitably I might. I like to think that I'm not financially driven. My big focus is my philanthropic activities. So if I did generate life-changing sums of money, maybe that would be the war chest that fuels my philanthropic endeavours, because providing I don't change, I'm going to need all that extra money. Obviously I want to set up my family and future generations and all that side of things, but it's quite a huge difference in what I've been accustomed to over the past 20 years of my entrepreneurial life, to starting to now move into areas that I'm incredibly apprehensive about, but it's also incredibly exciting. And you're mixing with people. I mean, we're in this kind of entrepreneurs club, a lot of high net worth individuals in there, and you're talking to people who have this kind of aura of success around them, and I don't naturally feel the same, even though for some people would look at me and think that I am successful, but I don't see it that way. I really don't. And it's interesting to see how I'm going to have to be comfortable being incredibly uncomfortable over the kind of coming months, years, possibly. Who knows what the future holds? but it's certainly a huge challenge and one that I'm excited to take on. Will I succeed? Will I fail? Who knows? And although I take incredible responsibility for the business we've built and the business we continue to grow, and the risks associated with that, there's a lot of excitement, but a lot of anxiety and apprehension as well, and I think that's probably quite normal. So yeah, it's been a mind-blowing day. We're also negotiating with third-party property agents and negotiating improved terms based on economies of scale, all these types of things, but the numbers are just vast and they're so much bigger than what I've been used to previously. And it's exciting because with big numbers comes potentially big rewards, but also you have to be very consciously aware that there could be some big losses, and that's what you have to protect against, the downside. And contingency planning becomes more important than ever before. So it's been a mind-frazzling day, an exciting, a potentially very positive day, but I kind of emphasise the word potential because I try to be a realist the more we go, and I try and keep my feet firmly on the ground and not get caught up in a lot of pie in the sky conversations. But I'm speaking to people who have been there, done this, and it's not pie in the sky to them. So I think I have to listen, I have to take the opinions of people who are experienced enough to give them, and have to listen to them carefully, but I still need to keep my feet firmly on the ground, look at what we need to do in the short, medium term, and if we do those things correctly, then the long term could be very exciting. So I think the learnings from my diary today are, in the entrepreneurial world, if you're fortunate enough, because you do need a bit of luck to make that kind of jump from kind of micro business owner to small business owner to medium business owner, and potentially even to large business owner, which I'm definitely not, I might add. But we're arguably moving into kind of medium-sized business ownership now, and it's a huge transition from micro business ownership, which is where I've been for so much of my life, and I kind of love that cut and thrust and rough diamond style wheeler dealer type environment. You get into the world of medium-sized business, it becomes a lot more about bigger numbers. You move from 6-figure numbers to 7-figure numbers to 8-figure numbers, and with that comes incredible excitement, but also a lot of risk, and you have to be very, very consciously aware of the levels of responsibility that you have when you get to those types of levels. I suppose with that, you need to be more focused on compliance, legislation, regulation, legalities, all these things, that professionalisation, all these types of kind of corporate style words that become far more important than when you're knocking about as a micro business owner. And making that transition is a difficult one, it's a challenging one, and it's one that I know is going to be a scary but very exciting one. And I'm excited about what the future holds, but I'm also going to try and keep myself very grounded, very much keep myself in a reality check, because a lot of what we talked about today about big numbers, there's a lot of potential, but I like to kind of contingency plan, and also be very realistic with the potential outcomes rather than get caught with my head in the clouds. So yeah, exciting times, but I'll approach them with excitement and optimism, but also certainly with a degree of caution. So yeah, I hope that's useful. Questions or comments, drop me a line. I respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.